अभी रिकॉर्डिंग तो ऑन मत करिएगा रोहित जी, क्योंकि सर से बात हुई है। सर आज एएसआरबी में एज अ पैनलिस्ट थे इंटरव्यू बोर्ड में, तो वो होटल पहुंच रहे हैं। जैसे ही वो होटल पहुंच जाएंगे वो स्टार्ट करेंगे, ठीक है। तो थोड़ा ट्रैफिक में है सर, 10-5 मिनट ऊपर नीचे हो सकता है, तो रिकॉर्डिंग आप तभी स्टार्ट करिएगा। लाइव स्ट्रीमिंग भले ही आप अभी कर लीजिए रिकॉर्डिंग तो। मेरी आवाज पहुंच रही है रोहित जी आप तक?
जी जी, ओके सर, ओके।
जी ठीक है। सर ने ज्वाइन किया है डॉक्टर एस के शर्मा नाम से। आपको होस्ट बनाइए रोहित जी। सर को होस्ट बनाइए।
एक मिनट सर, शायद थोड़ा ग्लिच आ रहा है, जस्ट एक मिनट दीजिए।
नमस्कार सर, मेरी आवाज आ रही है आपको?
हेलो। हाँ, नमस्कार अंकुर जी, नमस्कार। नमस्कार सभी को, नमस्कार।
मेरी आवाज आ रही है सर?
हाँ, आपकी आवाज आ रही है।
आप सर म्यूट म्यूट हैं, आप अनम्यूट करिए अपने आप को।
मैंने अनम्यूट कर दिया यहाँ से। आई थिंक माय वॉइस इज गोइंग। हेलो।
यस सर, आवाज आ रहा है सर, आपका क्लियर आवाज आ रहा है।
सर आपकी आवाज हम तक पहुंच नहीं रही है। रोहित, आपको आवाज आ रही है सर की?
यस सर, यस सर, आवाज आ रही है सर की।
अंकुर जी, यू आर समवेयर आउटसाइड।
आवाज सर आपकी हमें नहीं सुनाई दे रही सर।
आपकी आवाज, आई एम लिसनिंग योर वॉइस वेरी क्लियरली।
सर आप प्लीज रिज्वाइन करिए, या कुछ ऐसा है कि आवाज सर नहीं आ रही है, आप आपको सुन नहीं पा रहे हैं, हम केवल आपको देख पा रहे हैं।
नहीं, बाकी सबको आ रही है आवाज। रोहित।
सर यस सर, लाइक यू आर ऑडिबल सर, क्लियर ऑडिबल।
रोहित, रिस्पॉन्ड किया करो आप अगर मेरी आवाज आ रही है।
सर आवाज आ रही है, आपकी आवाज भी आ रही है, सर की आवाज भी आ रही है।
सर की आवाज हमें कहीं नहीं आ रही।
अंकुर जी, नहीं आ रही आवाज।
जी सर।
हेलो। हाँ अंकुर जी, नाउ इट इज ऑडिबल।
मेरे में ही कोई टेक्निकल ग्लिच है, आप सर अपने एंड पे सर स्टार्ट कर सकते हैं।
नहीं, नाउ इट इज ऑडिबल। और
यस सर, यू ऑडिबल सर, यू ऑडिबल।
आई थिंक डॉक्टर अंकुर इज नॉट एबल टू listen my voice.
यस सर।
Right, Dr. Ankur is joining again, or let us start.
जी सर, मेरी आवाज अब आई आपको सर?
आपकी आवाज तो आ रही है, आपकी सिंस बिगनिंग आई एम लिसनिंग यू।
जी 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 सर, जी सर। मैं सर स्टार्ट करता हूँ। आज राजमाता विजयराजे सिंधिया कृषि विश्वविद्यालय ग्वालियर के द्वारा आयोजित एग्रीकल्चर इन फ्यूचर एंड फ्यूचर इन एग्रीकल्चर, भविष्य में कृषि एवं कृषि में भविष्य के 18वें दिन मैं आपका स्वागत करता हूँ। और लेक्चर को शुरू करने से पहले एक परंपरा है कि हम अपने वक्ता की, आगंतुक वक्ता का ब्रीफ बायोडाटा पढ़ते हैं। तो ब्रीफ बायोडाटा की कड़ी में आज वो जिम्मेदारी हमको सौंपी गई है, और सहयोग बस ऐसा हुआ कि टेक्निकल ग्लिच मेरे साथ ही हो गई, तो इसके लिए मैं क्षमा प्रार्थी हूँ। मैं क्षमा चाहूंगा कि ये ग्लिच मेरे साथ ही हुई है। सर वैसे तो किसी परिचय के मोहताज नहीं है। देश में एग्रोनॉमी में एक बहुत बड़े हस्ताक्षर हैं, सस्य विज्ञान में एक बहुत बड़े हस्ताक्षर माने जाते हैं, बहुत बड़े पुरोधा माने जाते हैं। ऑर्गेनिक फार्मिंग में एक बहुत बड़ा चेहरा है, बहुत बड़ा काम किया है आपने। तो जो विदा है उसको मैं पूरी कर रहा हूं कि Dr. S.K. Sharma is presently working as a Assistant Director General HRM, Indian Council of Agriculture Research, New Delhi. He has 26-year experience in teaching, research and extension education, and worked in administrative capacities as Director Research, Director Aishar Center for Advanced Faculty Training on Organic Farming, Director Consultancy Services and Technical Advisor to Honorable Vice Chancellor, Director Extension Education in charge, Zonal Director Research, Agriculture Research Station, Associate Director Research in the Directorate of Research, Member Board of Management and Academic Council at MPUAT and SKRAUNU, Jobner, Bikaner. Dr. Sharma is a recipient of gold medal during post-graduation, completed PhD from Indian Agriculture Research Institute, New Delhi, and was bestowed Jawaharlal Nehru Award in 2001 by ICAR, New Delhi, for PhD work on sustainable agriculture. His contribution in the field of agronomy and organic farming is nationally and globally recognized. Implemented 26 research and development projects and 3 consultancy projects as a project in charge and 4 project in charge. Organized 50 international and national conferences, seminars, workshops, and training program in organic farming, climate change, livelihood security, conservation agriculture, and agricultural education. He has been instrumental in signing 15 MOUs with national and international organizations and agencies, and have organized more than 15 international webinars and delivered more than 100 academic addresses in various events. इस ब्रीफ बायोडाटा के साथ इस लेक्चर को मैं आपको ओवर करता हूं। कृपया आप स्टार्ट करें।
Thank you, Dr. Ankur ji. At the outset, I extend my hearty gratitude to the Honorable Vice Chancellor of RVST and Dr. Ankur and his team for organizing such a wonderful 21 days training program, and that is on a very innovative and very pragmatic topic, that is agriculture in future and future in agriculture. That is really the need of the hour, and in that broader aspect, my topic of presentation would be around the higher agriculture education in India, status, initiatives, and the way forward, which is also very important if you want to have the better future in the agriculture, and at the same time we are interested to protect the future of agriculture in the time to come. So namaskar and good evening to all of you. Now I am sharing my presentation. Then we will take the topic one by one. I think the slide is visible on the.
Yes sir, visible है sir.
So we will start with the our title, Higher Agriculture Education in India, Status, Initiatives and Way Forward. This whole presentation is basically the outcome of my own experience in the teaching, then research, and then working with the Indian Council of Agriculture Research and interacting, being the part of several committees in National Education Policy 2020, then part of the formulation of the course at the national level in the BSc Honors Natural Farming as per the NEP 2020, and the challenges which are being faced and what is the need of the hour, that we all feel that what should be the new course of the direction in view of the present changes at the international level as well as the national level, and in view of our own ideas about the agriculture education in terms of our ethos and cultures, as well as the vast and the paramount that objective that our Indian government has set, that our country should be the global knowledge superpower in the time to come. In that view, we will discuss this presentation, and I will start with the agriculture education itself, that agriculture education prepares our students. You can see here three the paramounting triangles here regarding the agriculture education, that it prepares our students to stand out in the agriculture sector among the masses. Here, why I'm telling among the masses means agriculture is with respect to the higher agriculture education sector, a small participation is there, but still we strive that our students should prepare themselves in such a manner that they stand out among the masses across the country and at the global level, so that they can have and establish a promising career, not only in the agriculture, but in the industry, as well as several allied sectors, as well as can also tap the various multifarious opportunities which are available at the national level and at the international level. That is the vision agriculture education has. Before coming to the real status, the main driving force now in 21st century is whether it may be agriculture education or it may be higher education itself, it is becoming at a faster speed and scale, it is becoming highly competitive, and that's why we need more speed and scale in the agriculture too, because education itself has become competitive because of the several changes in the industry. And we are coming with the Industry 4, then we have digital technologies, we have manufacturing, industry sector. They are driving the different kind of technologies in agriculture sector, and that's why the kind of the education, the kind of the delivery, the kind of the learning process, kind of the teaching methods, and the overall quality of education, the kind of opportunities, not only in the land and the forests or in the ecosystem, but there are several other opportunities which are looming and looking toward the agri students. But at the same time, our education system should be prepared for that. But what we see here is that we focus basically that everybody talks about that our agriculture, our education system should be globally relevant and competitive. And higher education here should strive for it. And that is also the main motto of national education policy for the higher education, that India should be the knowledge superpower in the time to come by 2050. So when we analyze this particular statement, it comes into the three sub-steps. That is, India prominently placed on the global higher education map. Do you think presently whatever our education system is there, not only agriculture, but whole higher education system, if we analyze and review the performance of present our education system at in the map of the global level situation, and then you feel that we always talk that no institute is there within the 200 the top institutes, global institutes or universities of the world. There are only 2 or 3 institutes are there. So with that respect, if we see that what is our position at the global level, then another is that India should act as a hub for the talent that is able to drive the competitiveness of the Indian economy. Do we have that talent? Because it is said that India has a demographic dividend, that 50% of the population in our country is below the 35 years of the age. And India can take the advantage of this competitive population. If it is really skilled, then we can excel ourselves at the world level. But how to have that kind of the talent of our people in the right direction, that is again a challenge, and that is needed if we really want to have the global knowledge superpower. Then third part is, can we inculcate the culture of the research, innovation and entrepreneurship in our students, so that we can be known and we can be visible at the global level, and at the same time our youth can be an engine for the economic growth of the country. So these are the 3 parameters which will decide that what is the position of our country at the global level. So with respect to the top positions, I think you all know that still we have to do a lot. We globally reputed Indian institutions are very few. The mobility of international students, our students go abroad, 5 to 7 lakhs, but very few students come from abroad to our country. Then transnational education in most of our good institutes don't have their locations of the study at the abroad. And then deep collaboration between Indian and foreign higher education institutions are still to be upscaled. The second part is regarding the hub that highly employable graduates. Talent means if they are highly skilled and their employability is very high, and that talent pool should be how it is being attracted towards the at the global level, and they can work in the country itself. So how much of our talent pool really fits at the global level, and that is, I think, less than the 45%. So it needs the kind of the rethinking that our education system should be streamlined and should be revisited, relooked and revisioned, so that we can fit into the that second criteria that India should be the hub for the talent. And third is, when we analyze our whole higher education scenario in terms of the knowledge creation as well as the creation of the entrepreneurship, innovation, patents, and gearing up of our students towards starting their own job based on their acquired skills, I think still such business models are there, but they are few. As per the recent data available, if we analyze that at present, in the age group of the 19 to 23, which is considered as the higher education age group, only the out of 14.8 crores, which were the population in the 2018, only the 27% are enrolled, and out of this 27%, only 5% have that part of the skills which are really very much tuned with the which is required by the industries and which is required for the high-end research and entrepreneurial activities. So in that ground, if we analyze our higher education institutes, that India being the second highest higher education enrollment in the world, and at the same time India has the largest number of the higher education institute in the world, still our situation in terms of the higher education is not very much satisfactory. It needs a lot of improvement. We can see here that student enrollment is highest in the China, followed by the GR in case of the India. And the number of higher education institutes in the country, at present, it is more than the 43,000. So which is the highest in the world, then followed by the US and the China. But when we talk about the global rank of our higher education institutes, then the number of institutes in the QS World University ranking from the India is only 6 out of the top 500. So this indicates that the kind of the competitiveness in terms of the research, in terms of the innovations, in research, in terms of the other parameters, that is the important parameters are academic reputation of the institutes, the students who have been employed and what is their reputation in that organization, then faculty-student ratio, citations per faculty, international student ratio, then international staff. So these are the certain criteria which are used to provide the international ranking. And in that criteria, I think still there is a lot of debate among the scientists at the country level in the educationists that which kind of the ranking we should follow. We will discuss it later on. But it is generally said that now we have the BIMSTEC ranking, we are talking about it, that to compare the developing nations with the developed nations in terms of the ranking, it is really not visible and it is not comparable, because the conditions in the developed nations with regard to the students, teachers, infrastructure is totally different. But at the same time, really we want to upscale ourselves at the global level in terms of higher education. We have to consider these criteria. Then student mobility from our country to abroad to study foreign higher education institutes. It is 4 to 5 lakh students now. But when we talk about that, how many foreign students come to our country, it is very less, and that indicates that our country is not attractive to the foreign student with respect to the admission in the higher education institutes of the country, because there are only few high ranked institutes in our country. There is poor perception of the foreign students about the education offered by the Indian higher education institutes, as well as there are certain other non-academic regions that lifestyle compromises they have to do in our country, then limited high quality placements which they get after completion of their higher education in our country. So these are the regions which makes us prone to think that we need to inculcate these kind of the new directions where we can improve on our weakness and can attract the more and more international placements in our country. We can have the facilities for better globally standards institutes in our country, as well as we can have the international mix of the students, so that the kind of academic reputation they will give later on after going to their country definitely improve our ranking as well as our visibility at the global level. So predominantly looking to all these factors, that there are potential root causes regarding if we really want to achieve these indicators at the globe to make ourselves globally competitive, then we have to improve all these potential root causes. For example, if you want to really place the India at the global higher education map, we have to improve our focus on the research and internationalization regarding its infrastructure facilities, quality education, improved curriculum, cutting-edge research-based curriculum, then low brand recognition of Indian higher. These are the certain indicators. I will not read all these, but we will discuss one by one. We have to focus on these weaknesses. Here, we will discuss that how the government of India, through the NEP and other different initiatives, has taken up different programs and new initiatives to take up these weaknesses so that we can improve upon the overall the innovations, research, then quality of the education in our country. Now we will look that this is the global scenario which we have seen, that India has a long journey to achieve that global status for the several higher education institutes. But still we have to start, and in that direction government of India has taken a lot of steps. Now we will see that what is the status of the higher education in terms of the institutions and enrollment, teachers, numbers, then gross enrollment ratio, male to female ratio, and student to teacher ratio. Here you can see that India is having the largest number of the institutes in the world, that is 51649. And still, you can see that though the number of the institutes in the rural areas are high, but the well-furnished, good infrastructure and good facilities, institutes having all these facilities in rural areas are still low. Enrollment at present in the 2020, the number of the students who have been enrolled for higher education in our country is around the 4.15 crore. And that is the very high number, but still our GAR is only 26.6%. It indicates that out of the population of the country which is eligible for higher education, that is the age group of 19 to 23 years, out of this population, only 26.6% are taking the admission into the higher education institutes. And this indicates that India has a lot of long journey to have the 50% of the GR by the 2035. Under our NEP 2020, the government of India has taken a target that by 2035, India will achieve a target of GR of the 50%. It means those youth population in the age of 19 to 23 years. For example, if 20 crores of the population of the youth in that age group is eligible for higher education, even then the 50% of the population of the youth will be inducted to the higher educations, either because We don't have all number of institutes. There are certain constants. Facilities are not available. Number of institutes are not much. So government of India is promoting the other kind of the initiatives like the digital education in India. We will discuss later on. So how to increase the gross enrollment ratio, because the demographic dividend, the higher number of the youth population which is available in our country, it is necessary to impart them the skills in any way, whether it may be from the formal sector or informal sector, by the open education, distance education. If skill is imparted to our youth, definitely they will help into the our economic growth of the country. Otherwise, if they are not skilled, they will remain into the unorganized sectors, and definitely the kind of the potential that our youth we can utilize in enhancing the efficiency of the work, we will miss it. So here we can see that as per the latest data that 1113 registered universities or university-like institutions are there, with vast number of the 43,796 of the colleges and 11,296 external institutions. So you can see that more than 53,000 institutions, universities are available in our country. Still, we are not able to cater the quality education, and as well as the required number of the students are not able to take the admission into the that age group. So here another part is that what is the number of the teachers in the higher education. You can see here that there are around 15.51 lakh teachers or faculties available to teach in the higher education system in our country, and out of which 42.9% are the female. And female per 100 male faculty is 75, which has improved a lot. And now a lot of gender inclusive policies have been implemented by the government of India in the higher education, and number of the girls in the colleges as well as the faculty in the higher institutes increasing. Now overall we can see that in the higher education institutes, central universities are 48. Now it has increased to 56 in the 2022. State universities are 715. In the state universities are again there are two categories. One is public universities and another is private universities. So deemed universities are 126. In the deemed universities, there are three categories: deemed private, deemed government aided universities, and open universities are 14. And institutions of national importance are 135, like IIM, IITs, NITs. So these are the different categories based on that who provides the funding. If it is 100% funding by central government, it is the central university. If it is the funding by the state university, it is the, and they have the freedom of making the design, curriculum, providing the degrees. Deemed universities, it is registered by the Ministry of Department of Education, Higher Education, Ministry of HRD, and now Ministry of Education. And some deemed universities have the autonomy to provide the degree, but still some deemed universities don't have that liberty or autonomy to furnish the degree. They take the degrees from the other universities. Open universities, you all know, it is without the class, open class universities where there is no need to join the regular classes, distance education. And institution of national importance, IIM, they are registered by the Department of Higher Education, directly controlled by the Ministry of Human Resources. They don't come under the control of the UGC. Now, you can see that whole, after this status, if we analyze what is happening in our country, that definitely our education system is going to improve. Different changes have been made at the policy level, at the legal level, official level, and now we can see the changes at the ground level, at the institute level. Definitely the change will come, and it will enhance the quality education in our country. There are certain parameters which will be discussed here, that after 1996, a lot of emphasis has been given on the capacity building program in our country, and delicensing and deregulation came in 1991. And again, Government of India revised the national training policy. Why I am telling here, because capacity building has received a lot of emphasis in our country after 1995, and the other scenarios regarding the agriculture, that Biodiversity Act, Farmers' Right Act, Food Security Act, which indicates that the whole our education system, especially the higher agriculture education system, need to be reoriented in tune with the new reforms and legal acts and policies which have been taken place in our country, and that should be known to our students. So a different agriculture research scenario has emerged. Private sector has taken lead in so many research priority areas. And globally, we are thinking ICAR started its own ICAR ranking of the different universities and ICAR institutes. ICAR has started, our institutes has started participating into the global ranking. So looking to all these parameters, a number of quality changes have been brought by you. You all might have read about the university UGC regulation 2021, where now the freedom is given to have the online degree programs, and you can have the 100% online degree now. And since 2023, now the India has started the digital university, where complete our BSc, MSc, postgraduate and PhD programs would be online mode, and that degree will be have the eligibility to participate for the participant in every kind of the examinations and every kind of the service and other programs. So that kind of changes have been made in the country. AICTE 202 has again made its own regulations. Then the National Assessment and Accreditation Council, working since 2018, the National Board of Accreditation and NAB 2020. This indicates that a framework of the reforms have been prepared at the legal level, at the legislative level, in terms of the acts and the policies. So now these all form framework are towards to fill up this blank space which you are looking on the screen, that our policy in terms of the youth regarding the employment, employability, entrepreneurship, or the skill enhancement into our education sector, experiential learning program, then our this student ready program. But these three things are the cornerstones. Here we have to fill up this space, because still since last 8 to 10 years, these kind of the activities have intruded into our system deliberately, that earn while learn. How our students, because most of the students are from the rural areas, poor backgrounds, they are still not into the mainstream of the education, especially in the agriculture sector, resource conditions of the poor. So how we can have such kind of the education program that while doing the skill courses, vocational courses, certificate, diploma courses, they acquire some skills, perfect their hands-on skill, and can have the job in the industry and in the nearby area. So can they earn? Does our education system provide such kind of the flexibility to our students? But we feel that not so far. But after NEP 2020, now it is there. So learn by doing. Theory classes are there, practicals are there, but now 100% practical experiential learning, 100% in case of certificate courses, 60% to 70% of practicals, learning at the industry side itself, such kind of the flexibility in the credit hours, as well as the flexibility in taking the number of the years in completion of their graduation program or post-graduation programs has been given. So that if I am interested I am doing the BSc AG, BSc honors in agriculture, but at the same time, I am interested to learn some computer design programs or some startup programs with the industry, and want to go 6 months for job basis or the attachment basis based on my own passion regarding the preparation of certain foods, learning about the machines, fabrication of the machines. I can leave my education in between now and can learn the things and practically, and can come back and can start my further higher studies. Then job providers, not job seekers, lot of startup activities after the degree programs or postgraduate programs, and lot of funding is being given to the students who have been incubated at the universities and higher education institutes. So this gives a kind of the confidence among the students that we can fill up these gaps, and definitely our higher education is moving towards. These three things become very important for higher agriculture education. in all kind of the education, higher education, it is important. But in agriculture education, this becomes more important because NEP 2020 has given the scope for the further practical implications of all these three basic aspects. But in agriculture education, you all know that since 2016, our higher agriculture education BSc program, it has been declared as the professional degree, and we are already working in the direction in an advanced manner in tune with the NEP 2020. We have already implemented some of the parameters of the NEP 2020 by the Indian Council of Agriculture Research. Now, what is the need of the hour is, now we are focusing more on in our education system, because agriculture sector is also being affected by whatever the changes are being witnessed in the industry sector, as well as in the nuclear science, in case of our ICT, in case of the AI, in case of the AR/VR, in case of the machine learning. And new concepts and models of the either research leadership, management leadership, administrative leadership are emerging in the manufacturing, software and service industries, which are being adopted in the education sector. Now, those who are working into the education system as a faculty, as a teacher, or as a students, they have to adopt all these models so that they can have the speed of the learning, speed of the adaptation to the change, so that their decision-making quality, their efficacy in working with the industry, in working with the farmers can increase. If we will not be able to do, and for that purpose, we have to modify our syllabus, curriculum design, the delivery methods, which is being done now, and it is in the progress. So now we need the new innovations in the pedagogy, we need the new innovations in the curriculum design, we need the innovations into the kind of the laboratories. Now we are coming toward the virtual laboratories. You all know that there are virtual laboratories that has been started by the government of India. Whether we are aware of not, can we take the advantage of it or not? Because if we are not able to take the advantage, which are happening at the national level in the other sectors, then agriculture education sector, the students who are working in this sector will not be very competitive to compete with the other students who are the students of the other discipline than the agriculture. So such reforms are being introduced into the agriculture sectors, and that's why the major change is occurring in now higher agriculture education system. Because we feel now that leadership doesn't happen naturally by qualification and experience, but be trained and developed to accept the challenge of the change. So those who are working at present into the agriculture universities, ICR systems, or national agriculture research and education system, they have to be quite aware and having the interactive for such kind of the changes, that what the NEP 2020, each word of the NEP 2020 document, which has been given by the Ministry of Human Resource and MOHRD, it has its own meaning. Do really we have perceived and absorbed all these things, and we are really implementing to our university setup, so that our coming future budding students will really enjoy the changes which have been envisaged by our policy makers, our teachers. Then Industry 4 technologies are really now has changed a lot into our agriculture sector. Really, can we use these Industry 4 technologies? Now Industry 5 technologies are coming, because Industry 4 technologies are still have a element of the human touch. You have to press the buttons and then the remote will work. But now Industry 5 technologies, human touchless technologies, only 100% smart technologies are coming, where there is no involvement of the human being. Once the sensors are programmed, once your software is programmed, there is no need of any kind of the human touch. So now we are entering into the Industry 5 technologies. So really agriculture education, as well as the application part in the field, with the farmers, with the students, with the teachers, in the operation of our agriculture education institutes, in the operation of the farms, really we are having the enough knowledge, or our system of education is having enough capacities and the potential to deal with these changes. And we have to reorient and redesign ourselves in terms of the infrastructure, in terms of the facilities, in terms of the hiring the competitive teachers, talented teachers, hiring the a kind of the even the new systems which are coming, we have to interact with the industry people a lot, and it has been emphasized into the NEP 2020 also. Digital technology, already a lot of initiatives are there at the national level. We will have some slides on it. So now overall emphasis in higher agriculture education is that learner-centric and research-oriented academic and entrepreneurship program. Earlier, mostly it was the rote learning based, the theory and practical, but now real experience based, depending upon the choice of the students, depending upon the capacity of the students from any time, anywhere, from any place. Such kind of the changes have been made into our system, and now it is in operation that by the 2025, by 2035, then by 2040, and by 2050, the India should be the knowledge superpower. And if all these things are like interpersonal communication, understanding, then information processing, decision making, quality driven, accreditation oriented, autonomous, then reform oriented roles rather than the our class based conventional roles, then identification of roles and competencies on the renewal basis, performance assessment, review and analysis of the competency depending upon the changes into the industry. It has become the need of the education institutes to take up it regularly. If such kind of the activities are taken up by the higher education institutes, definitely we can excel at the national and international level. Now, if you talk about that, a lot has been done in the higher agriculture education system in our country in the last 50 years. And because this is the foundation which has been done by our forefathers, and depending upon the situation which was there into our country at the initial years, then you can see that the first University Education Commission started the kind of the work to review the all higher education in our country in 1948. I am just refreshing you all know, but I will take 2 minutes to just have the to refresh your knowledge regarding this, that this will give us the kind of the a kind of orientation that from the conventional type of the agriculture, which was the need of the hour, because investment was the major thing, and the kind of the initial research and development was there. But now the whole reorientation has been done in NEP 2020. That's why the conventional system I am making here. So university system in a higher education started in 1960 with the recommendation of the joint Indo-American team. Later on, the education division of the ICR was established in 1965. Then later on, the Education Commission was on the basis of the report of Education Commission. Each state has started establishing the university in agriculture sector. And here you can see that now every university follows the Model Act, and the first Model Act of the ICR was developed in the 1966. Then JRF for students started, then their Department of Agriculture Research and Education, under which the ICR is working, and SRB itself. It means the basic foundation structure mechanism of institutes. It was established by 1973. So here later on in 1974, the first time the accreditation system, that norms were started in our country by the standing committee. And later on, with the support of the World Bank projects, the human resource development, people capacity building, training programs were started, so that our scientists and teachers went abroad as well as started some project in our country. Then Accreditation Board for Higher Education was established in the 1996, and All India Entrance Examination 1997. This indicates that a kind of the national structure is now well established in our country. We can really take up the higher steps now, because all foundation structure is available. Now, talent scholarship, postdoctoral fellowships programs were instituted. Student Ready program was started in 2015. So, whatever envisaged in the NEP 2020, some part of the that policy is already under implementation by the Indian Council of Agriculture Research. And you can see that declaring the UG degree in agriculture and allied sectors as professional degree course in 2016, again, it was a milestone in the agriculture higher education history. And 2017, looking to the global rankings, we also started our ranking of agriculture universities. Then NHEP project was started, which is considered as one of the foundation projects for enhancing the quality of education, higher education in our country in agriculture universities and ICR institutes. Then NEP 2020 was started in the July 2021. Then new UG programs were taken up based on the NEP 2020. Now this is our whole National Agriculture Research Education System, where the new education policies and whether it may be teaching, whether it may be research, extension from universities, it may be your deemed universities, it may be central universities, KVKs, in all kind of they will come into the one umbrella. And now the different regulatory bodies, a kind of the merging regulatory bodies are to be established in the time to come. So there are at present 113 ICR research institutes, 65 agriculture universities, 4 deemed universities are working, and 3 central universities and 4 central universities with the agriculture disciplines are working along with the 731 KVKs in our country. So this is a very huge and one of the largest higher agriculture education system in our country. If we now hold this pattern is on the university land grant pattern, where the integration of the teaching research and all multidisciplines, it was the kind of the initial formulation of the land grant pattern was adopted in our country. But now you can see that the Common Agriculture University is now coming with the Agriculture University, then Veterinary University, then Horticulture University and Fisheries University. And there are both merits and demerits. Now, many people envisage that in the time to come, there will be, if such kind of the bifurcation is going on, and with then the real sense of the land grant pattern will not, that advantage would not be, we will not be able to take. And that's why integration is very important, because we always talk about the agriculture in terms of the 5 its basic elements, which are the elements of the nature. So 76 total our universities, agri universities are working, and these universities are offering 31 UG degree programs in 13 UG degree programs in 13 disciplines, PG programs in 96 disciplines, and PhD programs in the 73 disciplines across the country. But you can see that out of this all largest structure in the world, then higher number of the degree programs at the PG level and the UG level, if we see our own position among the higher education disciplines, whether it may be science, engineering, medicine, then veterinary science, then other disciplines, then our position in terms of the our participation in terms of the number of the students enrolled, that is very, very low. That is less than 1%. You can see in the red figures that total number of the students enrolled in the agriculture sector in the 2001, it was 89,000 only. At present, we are having 2.9 lakh students registered in our country in the agriculture, in higher education. Now in 2021-22, the number of the students are somewhere 4 lakh plus. So this indicates that still out of the total students enrolled into the higher education system in our country, the number of the students enrolled into the higher agriculture education is less than 1%. And that's why now question is how to enhance the gross enrollment ratio in agriculture sector. And further, higher education itself is having the gross enrollment ratio of the 26.3%. Now, how to enhance it 50%, and within the higher education, how to enhance the gross enrollment ratio for the agriculture education. You can see that in case of the science, which is having the maximum percentage of the number of the students in higher education, that is the 17 lakh students are registered in the science faculty in discipline 2001. Now they have the 53 lakh students. So where is the 53.57 lakh students? And in case of agriculture, it is 0.29 lakh. If we talk about the total number of the students in 2018-19, it is 3.27 crore students were enrolled under the higher education sector. So here we have to think that we have to attract more and more number of the students toward the agriculture disciplines. Since from our school level and then college level, there should be specific mission-oriented programs. And in this education division of ICR, under the NHEP has taken a lot of initiatives to have the discussion and interactions with the directors of the agriculture in the education sector, in the state departments, and interacting that how to mainstream the students, because after survey it was found that people are not aware about the agriculture discipline, where it is available, and what is the further scope and job opportunities in agriculture sector. So that is the one thing that we should work hard towards the making aware the people that agriculture is an important discipline and also has an important role at the national level. Even same thing is there for the veterinary science also, that number of the enrollment is very few. Then when we talk about the number of colleges, then in case of our country in agriculture sector, there were 772 colleges in the 2018-19 and 300 in the private sector, 425 in public government, and 47 colleges were from. And at present, the different reports from the newspapers indicate that there are around 1,000 colleges, agriculture colleges in our country, 2022. So this indicates that number of colleges are increasing, and the rate of increase, the growth of the number of colleges increase at the rapid rate in the last 5 to 10 years. And definitely it is a good sign that students are being attracted, people are giving attention to the agriculture sector. Now, the major issue in the agriculture education sector is the low enrollment in the higher agriculture education. And we discussed that it is only the 1% and it has fallen 0.9% in 2018-19. So in case of medical sciences, it was 4.18% for UG, then social sciences 3.1%, 18% for PG. And this indicates that somewhere either the lack of awareness among the people is there, then the job opportunities as well as the kind of the working environment which is available and the kind of the quality of the education. There are several other factors we will discuss here. So we have to increase the gross enrollment ratio up to 50% by 2035 as a higher education. So how we can double the gross enrollment ratio in agriculture sector from 5 lakh to 10 lakh students in the time to come? That has been done the survey by the Indian Council of Agriculture Research, and strategies are there that what are the different kind of the strategy we should adopt. We will discuss here. Now, these are the different reasons that why in higher agriculture education, low access in the rural areas, number of the schools where agriculture discipline is, they are very less than the science disciplines, then the arts disciplines, then non-contemporary course curricula and delivery methods. There is a need of more vocational and more skill-oriented courses. Indeed, where the schools are there, their competitive advantage with respect to the science streams because of the lack of funding is really, it is in the not in a comfortable or competitive position. And unplanned, we are seeing that in last 5 years, number of colleges are being opened by the state governments in both in the public as well as in the private sector. They are mushrooming, and these are the unplanned. Because what is as per ICR accreditation norms, what should be the area, what should be the lab facilities, what should be the lab structure, how many classrooms, the student-teacher ratio. So once the students get admission, that feedback goes again that that kind of the facilities are there, and the students who graduate from those kind of the colleges, they are not competitive because they have not exposed to the real learning environment, and true talent nurturing couldn't be there in these such colleges. So that gives the feedback to the students, and later on, those students who are really taken their study from such kind of the colleges, they are not even competitive for going into the industry or into the public sector even. So this is the reason that we have to consider this point into the in the time to come, and such kind of the strict policy and norms need to be there, so that as per accreditation and as per norms, the facilities and the admission norms, then the lab facilities, faculty competency, nurturing requirement, it should be there, so that like we can compete with the other science disciplines, other management institutes. Now, the enhanced gender diversity in agriculture education, earlier it was an issue, but now the number of the girl student in the agriculture education, somewhere it is more than 50%. Number of female faculty is still around the 30.2%, but it is increasing. So that issue is now being taken care of because of the fellowships by the government to the girl students, then also the advantage for the reservation for the women into the admission, as well as into the our then later on into the recruitment also. Now, another part is that that is affecting is that digital institution education is changing the scenario of higher education as well as the agriculture education system in our country. Because now, since 2023, the National Digital University has been started in our country, in the Kerala and from the Jodhpur in Rajasthan, and where the 100% online degree program would be there. There is no need to come join any class, but for the practical purpose, if some things that they need to learn something, they can join, but all program will be online. So here it is necessary that our faculty, our student must learn about the digital institute in education in our country, because it is also affecting the agriculture education in our country. So this is the National Mission on Education through ICT, that is called NME-ICT, where it has resulted into it will increase, directly hit the gross enrollment ratio. It will directly hit the number of the students who will join more and more our education, higher education programs, because it is affordable, cost is low. It is inclusive, because from the rural areas, any student can join such programs, can have the integrated programs, both offline, online, joint programs, hybrid programs. Employability will increase, because nowadays industry, our administration, even the marketing, other sectors in the agriculture, they are mostly in the hybrid mode, and they need the full knowledge of the digital technology. And if our students are really from this kind of the technology, they will have more skills in all these area of ICT and the digital technology. So they will be more employable in the time to come. And definitely quality of the education will increase, in the sense, for example, if you know about the National Digital Library, then more than 3 crores resources are available. So any students from the rural areas, if he's having the knowledge about the National Digital Library, he can access the very good books, high quality books he can read in the rural area itself, which was earlier not possible, because people in the rural areas or even in the urban areas, they cannot buy or purchase the textbooks or the reference books of the with higher cost. Now it is available, and definitely the kind of the reading, the kind of material which is available, it is available in a very good package. Now virtual labs are available. They can understand how the practical is to be done, how the simulation can be done under the real environmental situation, and they can learn the all kind of the things on the computer itself, and can analyze what would be the difficulties when they will really implement the things into the practical situation. So here I will request to all those who are attached and have joined this program today, that you all should know about all these kind of the initiatives and can take the advantage in our higher agriculture education, both teachers and the students. That is SWAYAM. You must know about the SWAYAM. That is a very good online course platform, and it indicates about the study webs of active learning for young aspiring minds. It is our students can complete the online courses from this, because in the time to come under NEP 2020, a student can opt up to the 40% of the total credit hours from the our online courses, whether it may be from the MOOC platform, it may be from SWAYAM platform. Then again, SWAYAM Prabha. SWAYAM Prabha, it is a 24/7 channel where all these courses are being broadcasted, and our student can take the advantage. These are broadcasted through the satellite. Then eVidwan, where the expert contact and communication. Number of the experts in the different disciplines, they are available on this platform. You can register yourself also, and you can contact to the experts and can take their advice, and that definitely it will provide you more way out for the better exposure to the newer things, and you can have the better projects, you can have the better learnings. The National Academic Depository, I think you all know, and you might have taken the advantage of this, that this indicates about the online courses, a storehouse of the degrees as well as the your certificates. Now, from where university is giving the degree, it can be stored on in the online mode at this. And now that young students who are doing their graduation, post-graduation, they are directly uploading their program. They can retrieve it later on directly from this, and it is authenticated retrieval is considered at the national level by the different organizations. Then free and open source software for education. It is an important software. It was prepared by IIT Bombay. The purpose is that all kind of the instruction material regarding the workshop, conferences on very important material is available on this. Our students, teachers, and even those who are the professionals, they can retrieve all these materials sitting at their home anytime from any place. Then virtual labs, more than I think 225 virtual labs are there, and teachers and students can create the real world environment and can put their problems and can think that this problem can be solved in so many ways. And later on, when they come into the real field situation or laboratory, they know the things, they can replicate there and can do into the real situation. Then Sodh Ganga, you all understand that all theses and registration are, since after the UGC regulation in 2009, are to be uploaded by all the students. Then Sodh Sindhu, it is again a very important online initiative where even synopsis for the PhD students are uploaded so that research duplication can be reduced. So it is important for the higher education research part. Then the purpose of this is that number of the online courses you can take up. You can take the 100% online degree programs so that our GR can increase, and the mission is that at least can we enhance the GR by 5% by taking this mission, this digital mission. Then next is the more emphasis on the professionalism and entrepreneurship. Here student ready program is already going on, but in the NEP 2020 now the whole course curriculum degree program at the UG level, it has been recasted as well, reoriented by taking the more skill enhancement courses, more online courses, more skill ability courses. Already student ready program is there in our agriculture education sector, where exponential learning, rural agriculture works experience, in-plant training, its industrial attachment, and hands-on training these are the component where we are well accustomed that our student can learn the real situation of the farmers, real situation of the industry, can work there, can learn the skills and can apply and can prepare the project, so that if they are really interested, they can start their own program also, and also they will be more tuned for getting their job opportunities into the industry, because they have already trained in such kind of industries during their degree programs. Then internationalization in higher education is an important component of this NEP 2020. And in agriculture sector, though number of the students who are coming from the abroad are very few, though from 20 countries, the students are entering into our agriculture education system in the country, but they are very few, that is 250 only. So government has started and established the fund for the such programs for fellowship, Netaji Subhas ICR International Fellowship, then India Africa Fellowship, then India Afghanistan Fellowship, so that more and more number of the students can be attracted towards the higher agriculture education in our country. Then NEP has taken the number of the multiple measures so that our country can be a global study destination hub, and the Vishwaguru status that has been invested into the global knowledge superpower in our this NEP 2020 that is now under orientation so that different initiatives are being taken in our countries. For example, BIMSTEC, Bay of Bengal Institute for Multi-Sectoral Technical Economic Cooperation Scholarship has started so that we can have the international visibility also. Now this is the NEP where lot of change are being made into our higher agriculture education sector, where I will not discuss about the all aspects, but I will go straight forward to the agriculture education system only. So that purpose is to produce more professionals in agriculture, and here the important part is now any student who is either from any rural area, urban area, can have the diploma courses, certificate courses for 1 year, certificate course for 2 year, diploma course for, if he is interested after diploma, if he is not interested after certificate after 1 year, so after completing the 40 credit hours with the 10 credit hours internship, he can exit and he can join the other courses. If any student who is interested to, he has taken the some courses in the science, different university and want to join the another college for the diploma course, he can join. So this is called as the multiple entry and exit system, and for that purpose the academic bank of credit system has been implemented by the ICR, because now after the 6 Deans Committee, the NEP 2020 all post curricula would be as per the NEP 2020 only, with all these new changes. Now multidisciplinary agriculture universities after 2035-2040 in each district or the institutes which are really having the good infrastructure facility, like Government of India has thought of that IRI, Indian Agriculture Research Institute, should work for the Meru status in the time to come by 2035, and that's why in IRI has started the undergraduate program through its 15 different institutes of the ICR, and has given the admission to the undergraduate students from this year onward to different institutes of the ICR. The purpose is that under the deemed to be university status, and if you want to become the Meru in the time to come, at least 3,000 students should be enrolled in that university. And further, such university should not have the any kind of the specialization tagged. For example, we are from the agriculture university or Indian Agriculture Research Institute, but at the same time, number of the disciplines should be increased, so that every university would provide all kind of the disciplines education. So it will be the multidisciplinary in the time to come. Then such kind of the university should develop the single window system for international students. At least there should be some very less formalities, very less kind of the legal formalities from the different ministries. A single window should be there, so that any information, any paper processing, any legal requirement, and other kind of the which are the national requirements with regard to the foreign student, it should be completed from that window of the institute, so that it will be easy for the foreign students to join take the admission into our Indian Agriculture Universities and ICR institutes. Then research support system through National Research Foundation, it will be established, where now later on the Indian Council of Agriculture Research, then the all veterinary, then other medical research. It is now being thought of that there would be a National Research Foundation. Even from agriculture, now we are taking from DST, from ICR, from CSIR, from different states we are getting the grant. But later on, after NEP 2020 in its full swing after 2035, there will be the full implementation of this National Research Foundation, where based on the competitive grant any institute can access. So it will provide the wider opportunities for the scientists who are working really very seriously, and there will be no dearth of the fund. And then promoting online and digital education, which we have seen. So here you can see that the first course as per the NEP 2020, as per the guidelines of the 6 Deans Committee, it has been started on the undergraduate degree program on natural farming, where student will get the UG certificate in natural farming, UG diploma in natural farming, then BSc honors natural farming or BSc natural farming with research. And anytime can exit and entry. There will be, if any student takes the 50 or more than 50% of the credits from the any university or the college associated with any university, the degree will be given from that university or the college. Then adoption of the choice-based credit system. It is really a kind of the innovation in this, where a credit bank will be maintained by each university and the college, that if a student enters in one college and then takes the admission in another arts college or somewhere in different course, so how to map out it and how to keep the record of all these credits, so it will be a kind of the online mechanism with the university. A national mechanism will be created where that kind of the different courses run by the university will be registered, and there a kind of the online mapping would be there. And whether a student has completed core course or elective course or discipline specific elective or ability enhancement course or skill enhancement course for certificate or course for diploma, then he is interested into the research component or the project work. So all kind of such activities will be maintained there. Further, in this new course curriculum design, more emphasis has been given on the advanced technologies courses as well as the courses which are important for the national priorities. It is being taken into consideration into the 6 Deans Committee. So, for example, this natural farming BSc honors is a 185 credit course for the 4 years natural farming honors with research. So, skill enhancement courses 16 credit, common courses 15, then foundational course, then elective courses, then MOOC online courses at least 20 credits. Now, students can have up to the 40 credits of the courses. Now, another important aspect is in higher education system is now vocational agriculture. Earlier, students who were doing the diploma or certificate, they were not having the entry into the higher education system. Those students who were in the villages, they were not having at the school level even, they were not having that kind of the mechanism to have the diploma or the certificates. Now that mechanism is being opened for them. So any student who has done the diploma and certificate at the different level, it will be considered for the further higher education also. And at the level of the higher education itself in the degree program, they will have the entry options. So government is thinking that because in our country, only the 2% of the Indian workforce has gone formal skill training after the age group of the 14 years, then means after the 18 years, 14 to 18, then 19 to 23, which is a very youth age at the level of the higher school education and then at the college level. If students are provided the vocational training and they provided a mechanism with the higher education later on after 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, such kinds of the consideration would be made into our NEP 2020, so that based on their situation, based on their learning requirement, based on the requirement of the job, based on the financial conditions, they can opt for the different kind of the vocational courses and can have their jobs into the different industries or in the market. Now, National Agriculture Higher Education Project, which was started in 2017-18 by World Bank through the ICR, this has worked a lot in this direction to achieve the agenda of NEP 2020, to enhance the entrepreneurship, to increase the quality of education, and it has also exposed our students at the international level so that they can learn that what is the capacity as well as the potential available, what are the conditions are there, So more than 514 students have visited abroad in the last 5 years. Then faculty was also sent abroad so that they can learn about the facility, the kind of the working environment, the kind of the professionalism they are having. Then establishment of the research infrastructure for the quality education, better practicals, as well better research. Then industrial seminars, more interaction is required for industry people so that they can learn about our institutes, and we can learn about their requirements so that we can check out, we can redesign our courses, as well as the skill requirement the industry needs. We can redesign our courses, we can redesign our forms, we can redesign our practical conditions according to the need of the industry. Then collaboration have been signed through this under NHEP project under the different SAUs and ICAR institutes, so that there will be the joint learning, joint projects, so that our competitive ability and the will increase, and that's why we will be able to establish more and more competitive projects. We can bring more competitive projects. We can have that kind of the more better work on the new research areas, cutting areas we can have in collaboration with the industries. Then number of pilot courses on the very important core competencies. We understand there are 3 kinds of competencies. One is the core competency, one is the behavioral competency, one is the domain. Technical competency is always there because different courses we study. But professional, that is core competency, means better communication, better computer knowledge, better PowerPoint designing, better Excel learning, better decision making, better access of the resources, better access of the common sense things which are available online, and better sense of the things of decision making at hand, and to complete the work in the time through the help of the digital tools. These are the kind of the skills which are required, and such kind of the courses have been added, so that definitely, because our students are talented, but their upskilling in the form of the common communication, then skills, as well as their apprenticeship on the digital tools, their better communication skills, and understanding and the on-the-spot decision-making capabilities can be enhanced. So now ICAR has taken the initiatives to attract the best talented students, where the All India Entrance Examination has started. Proactive role of universities in ICAR is now being envisaged, that number of the different programs should be taken up at the SAUs level, and to mainstream the different youth into the agriculture sector. Then branding and marketing of higher agriculture education. We have to, if some student has done the good role, has started his own startup, has taken innovative work, has taken some patent, has taken some community-based model, started community models, has taken some award at the national, international level, their name should be highlighted and should be branded, so that it will create the more awareness among the other general public that agriculture sector lot of potential, and so that people will know about it and they will be attracted. Then career development centers should be started in each SAUs and centers, so that a good facility will be developed. And as in case of the other institutes like IIM, IITs, we can develop a centric facilities, so that at a single window we can know that what are the different opportunities, because now the online system is very robust. So such faculty, if it is attached to there, they are exposed, so our student can get the better exposure, better job opportunities, as better interaction with the people who are other institutes. So there are a lot of career opportunities in agriculture sector. I will not discuss them, but now emphasis is being given by ICAR and SAUs, enterprise development, number of incubation centers are increasing. Now rebranding agriculture in schools from SAUs, now awareness campaigns are being taken. Young women open schools, emphasis is being given. Then on the job training part is now being emphasized at the last year, in the last semester, as well as they are preferring the different private industry companies and sending them for the training, and while getting after finishing of the training, students are being absorbed with the industry. Then distance learning for young farmer program, it is under initiation. Then ICT for extension services, number of apps, then the platforms are now available. Our even there should be proper human resource capacity building programs. Now it is being envisaged by the ICR and SAUs that our faculty should also be trained into all these kind of the digital tools. Then youth resource centers in the agriculture sector, they should be taken up. Then strategies to move forward for higher education institutes in agriculture towards global recognition and prominence. Here, under NHEB project, human resource requirement has envisaged at the country level for next 20 years. And after having the survey of the 6,500 students, 1,300 faculties and 1,100 alumni, the total demand for the current year is 9,58,000. It is the need of the graduates in agriculture and allied sector. But available graduates in our country is only 4.88 lakhs. Still, we are short supply of the 49% of the agri graduates. This indicates that there is a lot of scope and job opportunities for skilled agri graduates in our country. And another part is that global ranking, we now the efforts are being made by the Indian Council of Agriculture Research, that how more and more number of the agriculture institutes can be transformed toward the institutes of the global eminence. How we can fulfill the academic requirement, research requirements, citation requirements, publication requirements, requirements of innovations, requirements of the patents. So since beginning now emphasis is being given that there should be more emphasis on the innovations and the research part also, then alumni response, then the academic reputation. So more visibility, more interactions with the industry, more interaction with the alumni, timely action with timely and transparent management of the online resources, online reply and the responses. All these definitely put our, and IRI, Indian Council of Agriculture Research, has been considered that it is being now nurtured in such a way that it can secure the position among the top 200 rankings. So here for agriculture, it is considered that it considered the social, environmental, and other disciplines QS ranking, and it is considered as the ideal system of ranking for agriculture universities in our country. Out of the Times Higher Education, then World University Ranking, then ARWU, then World's US News. So QS ranking is preferred, and here the parameters are the academic reputation, employer reputation, citation per paper, H index, and international research network. So now from the Indian IRI, from the ICR side, IRI is being promoted to reach to all these parameters so that we can stand out at the international level. So initiatives are taken for this purpose are number of publication, emphasis, their citation rate, and fostering international relations, more interaction with the international institutes. Then content strategy, what is desired in terms of the professional way at the global level. Then integrating sustainability practices, which are really not the best fit practice, but which are the best practices, they should be adopted by the institutes. Then ensuring consultation with the stakeholders, means taking the help of the people who are working with this QS ranking so that we can understand how the performance indicators are to be filled up and can be achieved if we take the proper strategy. Then organizing annual events to strengthen industry partnership. All SAUs and ICR institutes should increase the number of the industry partnerships, how much MOUs we are really active at the institute level, at the level of the SAUs, so that in real terms we can have more innovations, in real terms we can have technology interaction, we can increase employability of our students, we can have the good feedback and reputation from industry. Definitely it will increase our performance. Then alumni engagement, alumni associations are working at several institutes, but that are those alumni are not active associations. We should give more emphasis. Then research impact assessment, generally a number of technologies are there, but really they are cutting edge technologies. What is the impact? It should be a review and performance analysis for research. It should be continuously done, and it should be from the third party also. Then these are the important initiatives which are under operation in our country in agriculture higher education. But it can be, our target can be achieved both 50%, then global ranking. It all has some kind of the important factors that we have to give the emphasis on these challenges also, that how to increase the access and equity, then quality, funding, and faculty shortage, employability, research, innovation. These are the certain factors which, in spite of all our energy and the enthusiasm, they are the barriers that until unless these things are not solved, our speed and scale for the international ranking as well as more number of the skilled graduates, it will take more time if it is not solved. Then access and equity, for example, in GR in United 86%, Japan 59%. So still a lot of gap is there. So we have to march ahead with the faster speed. Then global average GR is 38%, but our GR is 27.1%. So we have to achieve the global GR. And the primary challenge is the awareness and access for higher agriculture education. We are not talking about the higher education, but higher agriculture education, where lot of awareness programs is to be done, and more youth in this age category, they should be made aware and they should be brought to the agriculture education institutes at local level. Then a lot of disparities there in rural urban areas, because the people from the rural areas, they are not able to approach the good agriculture institutes and the schools and the colleges. So that disparity program should be, special programs need to be done for some marginalized communities for admission of their wards into the agriculture colleges. Enrollment, we have seen that agriculture enrollment is very poor. You can see in the arts 33, science, commerce, then engineering, then in the PG also it is very poor in our agriculture sector. So quality of education means more and more our outdated curriculum, we are now just changing our curriculum, modifying as per industry requirement, skill requirement. Then rote learning is more and more skill oriented, hands-on learning should be there only. And more theoretical learning, it should be avoided, and it should be on the training based or research based learning should be there. Now, few Indian institutes feature in top 20, and it is because main parameter is the quality of our education. The innovations is generally not here. And similarly, if we talk about the developing nations, China has good positions in the top 50. It is having the 3 institutes. But now some institutes of IIT and Indian Institute of Science is having the place in the top 20 BRICS in 2018. BRICS countries have started their own ranking. Then funding, now present the funding is only very less. It is less than the 1%, but 1.5%, but it needs to be increased 3%. But as per NEP 2020, it needs to be increased to 6%. Only 27% of the students from economically and socially disadvantaged background students come to the higher education. They should be given more fellowships, more opportunities, more better facilities, so that they can also join the higher education, so that it will increase but it needs the funding for that purpose. Then faculty shortage, it is aware to all of us that in many SAUs and others, this is one of the major cause that why the better education is not available, because of the lack of the faculty. And it is further, besides the lack of faculty, the higher education, that is student teacher ratio, it should be less than 15:1. It is still 26:1. And another is the faculty training, that opportunities as well as funding for faculty training in the cutting areas, in the new areas, still is not adequate. Then employability, it is as per India skill report, 47% of graduates coming from the higher education institutes are employable. It indicates that we have to nurture our student as per the requirement of the industry, as per the requirement of the market, and then only more and more students will be attracted in the future toward the agriculture. Further, one of the constant with the agriculture is that still the workforce in agriculture is mostly in unorganized sector. So more number of the vocational courses, more number of the diploma and certificate courses, awareness should be created so that they can enter into the higher agriculture education streams. After doing the diploma, they can have the jobs, and after having the job, they will be in the better economic condition. They will understand the thing. Then they can enter into the higher agriculture education through the multiple entry options. And research and innovation, only one thing I would like to highlight that R&D, that fund for R&D is 0.69% only, and which need to be increased to more than 3% for the better innovations and better cutting edge research facilities. Then what is the way forward is that we have to achieve 50% GR, and all academic institutions should become the multidisciplinary institution 2040. For that, we have a long journey. We have to improve the education facilities, infrastructure, and the fund. Then what is the way out is then our agriculture universities, CUs, and they should start increasing the number of the seats in at the graduation level and post-graduation level by 10% each year. Then only we can enhance, and for that purpose, we have to increase the infrastructure capacity, number of teachers. So that requires a policy at the local level and by the each state government. Then relaxation in the residential requirement, it should be taken up in the agriculture sector so that more number of the students can join the new system of NEP as per the academic bank of the credit, as per the directives of the ministry. We should adopt to this system as early as possible in our agriculture sector. Also, many universities in the non-agriculture sector, arts and the commerce, they have already adopted this academic bank of credits. So our agriculture universities should also have the fast speed in this direction. Deemed universities may initiate process for transforming. Those deemed universities are there. They should change their the mindset of their policies and reorient them toward the parameters of the MERU, that is the multidisciplinary education. More disciplines other than the agriculture, it should be started. More degree programs should be started. Then by 2025-2030, all institutes located in same premises offer either professional or general education may aim to organically involve into the multidisciplinary institution collector. They should be merged together. For example, some institutes in a particular city, they are having specialized courses. If they all together can merge together, can evolve, they can have they can better attract the students and can generate the world-class mega agriculture university and research center at that place. Funding, as we discussed, it should be from up to 1.5 to 3% for achieving these targets. Student-teacher ratio should be 1:15. More emphasis in agriculture should now be given on the online agriculture certificate, diploma, and degree programs. We should build our capacity in the online system. We build infrastructure for online system. We should take the services of competent industries for training to our teachers in the online system and handling all tools and digital items. Then higher incentives to youth, it is one of the necessity that to pursue more and more number of youth, we should attract with the fellowships, with the job while training programs, then later on incentives to the student to set up their own business activities after completion of the degree program so that they can start their own program with the help of the government. And more global partnership initiatives are needed by SEUs, which are so far non-significant. So I think this is about in brief about the kind of the status, the initiatives, and the way forward about the higher agriculture education system in our country. We hope that if these changes are really incurred and we all become vibrant to take up and assimilate all the changes and transformation in our higher education system, a teacher, if understands well to these kind of the changes, I think they will well observe and can redirect themselves to reorient toward the need of the higher agriculture education system so that we can better train to our students in the right direction as per the vision of the NEP 2020 and to stand out at the international level as the global knowledge superpower in the time to come. And also having the visibility of higher agriculture education sector, not only 1%, but more than the double than this in the time to come. So thank you very much to the university and Dr. Ankur for giving me this opportunity and to interact with the participant. Thank you very much to all.
जी, यदि किसी पार्टिसिपेंट्स का कोई डाउट है तो आप चैट बॉक्स में लिख सकते हैं.
Sure,
कोई
sure.
क्वेरी?
I will be happy to have the interaction in this part. So now I am closing the screen.
जी जी सर, जी सर. सर पहला क्वेश्चन है कि सर व्हाट डू यू से अबाउट प्राइवेटाइजेशन ऑफ एग्री टेक्निकल डिग्री प्रोग्राम? इफ इट हैपेंस, वैल्यू ऑफ एग्री ग्रेजुएशन विल बी लोअर्ड.
I think even at the country level, the enrollment of the students is around the 54% in private and around 44% in the public sector. And once we are ready to open our system for the higher enrollment to provide the opportunities for all youth population in that age group, 19 to 23 age group, which will be around 20 crores in the time to come by the 2035. We don't have that kind of the public sector institutions with that capacity and infrastructure that we can accommodate that increasing population of youth in that education and can provide the higher education. So private sector, but there is definitely need of the implementation of the accreditation norms, facilities norms, and other regulations in a better way, so that any kind of the weakness cannot be observed. But private education will definitely promote the education in our country. Otherwise, based on the public sector standings and the funding which we are having, it is not possible at present level.
जी सर, बहुत लोग सराहना भी कर रहे हैं. वेरी इंफॉर्मेटिव, बहुत अच्छा, वेरी इंफॉर्मेटिव, नॉलेज शेयरिंग. एक क्वेश्चन और आया है सर कि सर when is the 6th Dean syllabus according to NEP is going to start in SAUs?
Actually, this 6th Deans Committee's syllabus, that is from the next session, I think it will be implemented, because in the last meeting it was finalized, but because the session started and later on it was finalized that it will be started from the coming semester 2024-25.
जी सर. Is there any online application which teaches for improving research article writing and publication?
I think as such it's not there, but e-Vidyavan, agar if you take the help of this, then you can e-Vidwan, then you can get the guidance from this. But otherwise, separate independent platforms are there based on their independent consultancy. They provide the training programs to individual as well as in the group to improve the writing for the research papers and research projects.
जी सर. लास्ट क्वेश्चन है सर कि सर हाउ ऑनलाइन एंड ऑफलाइन डिग्रीज हैव इक्वल वेटेज?
In online degree program, because this is recently started in 2023 in our country, in the Kerala and Jodhpur, online is necessity of the hour, because crores of the students in that age group are devoid of the higher degree program and skills. If they are given the opportunities through the online system, and if a person is working professionally in some area, but at the same time is also interested to be to do the multitasking and having interested into the another degree program, he can have the 100% online degree program. But those who are interested in the some skill-based program in the online degree program, they can also join the offline skill programs based on their time to the particular experts and the college where they are taking that particular course. So there is a provision. It depends upon you that if you are interested to take the offline training or capacity or some consultation with the teachers, such kind of the provisions have been mentioned into the 100% online degree programs. So, and as far their equality is concerned, it depends upon that. There are virtual labs, there are different kind of the what you call this simulation kind of the softwares are available, where the same practical you can do in the field and then can do in the lab also. And even then, if you are interested that I have to go into the lab physically, there is a provision that 2 weeks, 3 weeks, depending upon your interaction with the institutes and the particular course, you can fix your offline training and offline joining of the classes. So there is a provision.
बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद सर, मेरे आह्वान पर, मेरे निवेदन पर इतने व्यस्ततम शेड्यूल में आके आपने ज्वाइन किया। और मैं ये आशा करूंगा कि आगे भी अगर विश्वविद्यालय को आपके एक्सपर्टीज की जरूरत होगी तो आप वहां अवेलेबल रहेंगे। इन्हीं शब्दों के साथ बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद।
Thank you very much to Dr. Ankur, Honorable Vice Chancellor, and all the participants for their patient hearing. And moreover, it's my privilege that I am with you all. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
So I am leaving now. Thank you all.
Yes sir. Yes sir. Good night sir. Good night.